switches up.
Looking good.
I don't have anything on YouTube yet. Excellent.
All right, well, I apologize about the delay, everybody, but we are back live here, lap 96 of Vigilante Racing. I know we've missed a lot of race coverage, so we'll try to get it down here for you. We've successfully had our second round of pit stops here. Albert Anderson continues to lead around here at Kentucky, followed by Russ Kilgore and then Jess Vaught. Timothy Pope is side by side with him right now in that battle for third. Looks like Tim is going to get that position. During those pit stops, we did see Mr. Ayrson have a black flag penalty there under those pit stops, so he's going to have to come on down and serve that one. He was driving in second at that point. We also have Jim Ott and Mike Adamson in a tight, locked-in battle right now as well. Same thing with Dave Hot Rod Mayberry back here with Greg Dobson. What else did I miss, boys?
Chad McCabe looks like he hit the incident limit, been disqualified from the race, but everything else, I think he pretty much hit it. Green flag racing the whole time, just missed a pit cycle due to the technical gremlins that we got tonight.
Well, we do have some gremlins, and that's just part of the system. But look at Russ Kilgore. We talked about him before the damn race, man. Up 25, he's sitting right behind Albert. Pretty dang good job so far. I hope he hangs on to it.
Well, that we are, as we're coming up on 33 laps to go here as we approach lap 100. Which means it is time to go, go, go. We also got Dave Hot Rod Mayberry still having that battle back here. Let's see if we can't see. Oh, actually, he's coming down into pit road, so that battle is over for now. We got Kevin Haas. He is side by side with what looks like is the 37 of Dustin Really as they head through turns 1 and 2. Let's see, Nathan Stanley as well. He's got Jonathan Osborne, who's hungry to make up some ground here, looking at his back door, but he's also trying to chase down that 3 of Austin Paul, who's quite a bit up the road there. As you can see, the 82 of Mike Everidge, a couple laps down here, trying to hang on to that spot as best he can.
Yeah, there's all kinds of little battles. We missed a little bit, but we're back. So look at Jonathan Osborne really battling it out. Looks like he's right behind Nathan Stanley for 13th spot there. A little bit of everything out there right now. Greg Dobson having a heck of a race. Derek Welch kind of fighting with Dobson. 9 and 10. Lots of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to come back down at least one more pit stop for fuel, depending on how they've done with their tire strategy. Some of these guys might be already on their last set of tires, but especially the guys that pitted more than 10 laps ago, you know, they're definitely going to have to come back down one more time to get some gas.
Yeah, that we will. The question, though, is especially some of these drivers who pitted, you know, it looks like came down lap 90 or so, they are going to have to come on down, but do you think they plan on splitting this stint up into like 2 equal parts, or are they going to continue to drive and try to make it that full 40 that we've seen them do?
They're going to push and see if they can get one more yellow out of it. Make a lot more sense than trying to pit under green, but yeah, I think the closer they get to the end, the more they're going to realize they're going to have to pit under green.
As we got Eric Klafka out here in 5th. He's got the 205 of Jim Ott right there, knocking on his back door, trying to hold him off, but it does not look like he will be able to. That 205 just carrying a little bit extra pace and is able to snag that position away. We got George Rincon now as we're 3 wide between Osborne, Haas, and Rincon. Everybody's still trying to fight and battle for each and every single position, as although the broadcast went down, man, these guys never stopped racing, and they continue to race here with, it looks like 29 laps to go.
You could tell the aggression is definitely ramping up, especially with some of these guys running up towards the front. Taking a few more chances out there as the laps wind on down.
Yeah, and it might be my fault. I'm down here. I'm trying to do Dice Night and Papa Joe's and the race at one time. So one of these guys may have got a little angry with me. You know, it's a money deal. So it could have been my fault on the internet connection. Looks like Albert Anderson coming on down.
So Albert not waiting until he gets a caution. He's going to go ahead and take it now.
And we've seen how much the tire wear has affected these guys even after, 20 laps. So he's going to have a little bit fresher tires here as these laps continue to wind down, as Timothy Pope is now up into the lead. Looks like I don't know what happened to Russ Kilgore there, because he was in second, but looks like he might be fading pretty quick here. Russ Kilgore, I mean, he's running quite a bit slower than some of these guys the last couple of laps. But Jess Vaught as well now moving up into second, so he has really done a great job here. Let's give ourselves a little rally train to that for Jess Vaught coming on through and coming from first lap incident all the way back up here to a possible podium finish.
Well, it's tough to work your way back up from an accident, but if it happens early in the race, like it did right there on lap 1 or lap 2, whatever, lap 1, you've got a lot more time to recover, and he has recovered in a major way, all the way back up to second place.
Yeah, he deserves a rally train right there. That rally train's full of kegs, by the way. It's heading from my house to yours, English. Go ahead and pick them up.
I've already picked my couple off of it.
Okay, good.
Now, looking at these last pit stops here, Jeremiah Burke last pitted on 93, so he should be able to make it here to the end on fuel. But I'm looking at the guys that pitted on lap 90, lap 89. Man, that is cutting it close. You guys saying you're thinking the pit window's, between 38 and 40? Do you think they can stretch out 3 extra laps out of that?
I don't think so. There's no way. I don't think.
I don't think there's any way you can back up your lift points and stuff that much. I don't think so.
The trend we were watching, I think we were actually, the research actually worked. We put liquid paper on a bee and it died. We did it all. We did the work, and I think it's
gloves.
literally 38 to 40, and you're done on fuel here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of play that out there. I don't think they can stretch it, though, for sure.
If they do get a quickie caution late, that will extend that range a little bit, maybe a couple of laps, especially if, they do like I used to have. I used to have my ignition switch mapped, so I could just dump the clutch, shut my ignition off, turn it back on when I'm ready to fire it back up, dump the clutch back out again. That will save you some fuel under caution, but there you go. That's a what if, though. What if you get a caution? The way these guys are running right now, with so many green flag laps run tonight, it seems like less and less of a possibility.
That indeed, as Jim Ott finds his way up here into a top 3 spot, making a pass there on Russ Kilgore. So I think our buddy Russ, he knows his current situation. He might be in super safe mode.
Well, I mean, that's cool. That's the cool part about left turns only, right? There's a lot more involved than just the left turns. fuel saving, tire saving, all that stuff. Look at the 222 of Tony Pope, up 19 spots in the top 10 right now. Good job right now.
Yeah, and he had a great pit stop earlier. He nailed it, 0 mistakes. So that really can help you. He's being scored 1 lap down right now. The second car 1 lap down behind Jeremiah Burke. Only 8 cars on the lead lap right now, but that could change. We could get some wave rounds here if we get a caution late, but oh man, as these laps click off, it's looking slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah, we are now inside 20 laps to go. Couple people making the break down into pit lane. Looks like Chandler Paul and Russ Kilgore all coming down into the pits, but still, we started this race off with 29 drivers, and we're still got 28 out there on the racing track. So everybody having a solid night tonight, other than Chad McCabe getting a few too many incident points there. But you see here Albert Anderson after his pit stop looking mighty fast, mighty fine, trying to make up as much time as he can, because I'm sure he's doing the math in his head thinking, well, I know roughly when those guys ahead of me pitted back on lap 90 or so, and yeah, they might have a lap on me right now, but if I can make up that time, man, they're still gonna, it's gonna be close, and I'm willing to bet he's thinking they have to pit.
Yeah, I just don't see how Pope, Vaught, Ott, and Klafka, Haas, I don't Osborne. I don't see these guys making it. I think pretty soon they're going to start to see the handwriting on the wall here, and have to come down and duck down for a splash and go.
Yeah, well, hopefully some people stuck through it and are with us again after our little technical issue. Super fan of the race. Comment. Post, like, share, all that stuff. You can make a little bit of money here tonight, kind of like these guys are racing for money.
Yeah, thanks you, Albert Anderson's pop, Albert Anderson Jr. for joining us on YouTube now. On there, still pulling for Albert now that we've got the broadcast cranked back up.
Yeah, we
got
do.
rats chewing on some lines or something somewhere over at iRacing.
Probably a squirrel.
Might be.
Rat with a tail.
Yeah, just may be, as man, Osborne really trying to hunt down that 224. Kevin Haas move up into a top 5 spot here, really trying to improve upon his position every single ounce that he can, as the field is looking a little spread out. Still got a couple battles going on. We got Mike Adamson in that 51. He's trying to run down that 7 of Russ Kilgore, who's still up 15 spots, even though he's back down into 12th.
His limitless teammate in the 2.
Yeah.
As Country Boy Anderson back on Facebook, pulling for Albert once again. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I'm just saying that teammate aspect you're talking about, those guys, I think, are in really good spot. They pitted on Albert 105, looks like Adamson 106.
Timothy Pope coming down into the pit, so that's going to give the lead here to Jess Vaught. So that's the final pit stop here for Mr. Pope. And let's see how quick he can do that. I'm willing to bet 14 laps to go. It's either going to be a splash and go or he's just taking 2.
Yeah, Albert Anderson's pop saying over there on YouTube, that was smart to pit when you did, son. And let me tell you, it all depends on what happens on the track. If a yellow came out right after he pitted, we'd be saying, oh, why the heck did he do that, you know? It's all about how the cards fall, you know?
It's gambling, just like what I'm doing here on dice night, you know? You have to gamble a little bit. It's part of it. There's just kind of a educated guess. We can't predict the future. Just kind of go with your gut and kind of the statistics that your car is putting out. So
Anderson saw what the trend was, which was everybody's spaced out, we're staying green. Go ahead and pit now and get your service done and get back out there before a yellow comes out, because a lot of the times we have seen when cars are coming in and out of boxes, sometimes you'll see a yellow happen then. So I think I'm with his pop there. That was a good time to go ahead and pit and get it done.
Oh,
Yep,
how
we're
how
10 laps to
worries
go,
now.
bro.
Yeah, 12 laps left remaining here in this race. And let's talk about that 11 Cult of Chaos car. Eric Klafka up 24 spots, currently riding around in second. He last pitted on lap 87. I don't think he's going to quite make it here on fuel either, but he's sitting in a pretty good spot. Jonathan Osborne has found his way back up into third.
David Fight speeding again. Pit road, the 221 black flag.
You guys called it here right at the beginning of this race as the 7 of Russ Kilgore splits the 76 and that 11 right down the middle and is trying to make up as much ground as he can. But pit road was going to be the big thing today, and man, it has certainly reared its ugly head.
It's claimed some victims, some of them twice.
Well, now at this point, if you're just Vaught, Eric Klafka, Osborne, Paul, you just got to run it till it almost runs out of gas and pray for a caution, right? And that kind of the name of the game here.
100%. Now, you do got to keep in mind that they're on pretty old tires right now, and they're losing a few seconds a lap now to these guys that have brand new tires. A couple of seconds difference there. So how long do you want to keep those old tires and keep running out there? It's a gamble.
It's the same thing here looking back at the 728 of Timothy Pope rejoined the track right behind Albert Anderson. He had a 7-second pit stop, so I think he might have taken 2 tires here, but how quickly are those 2 outside tires going to wear down on him? Especially, 2 tire stops are a very tricky thing. As Eric Klafka making the dive here down into pit road. He's going to make his final pit stop here. So Jess Vaught, man, if he can hang on to it and save that fuel, he has got the lead of a century right now. About 11 seconds, almost 12 seconds here. And still tons of room.
Jason Ayerson, fastest lap of the race, a 30.63. Putting those fresher tires to work out there.
Yeah, Jonathan Osborne just called out. He's going to pit. And, Jess is...
Right there with him. Yeah, he's a couple laps behind him on fuel strategy.
Now he's only 10 seconds ahead of Timothy Pope. He's losing ground real quick.
Yeah, well, either way, 7 laps remain here. Will Jess Vaught have enough fuel to make it to the end? And, man, we are in for an absolute dogfight as this one comes down to the wire. You can see there the 13 and the 51 making their way around, trying to get their lap back. And here, same thing with that 244. He's looking to try to get a lap back here as well, cruising right on by. Man, Jess Vaught really struggling on speed here. Could be the tires, it could be the fuel. Definitely not reaching the highest speed. Let's take a ride around in his car and take a listen to see if we can't see if he's maybe lifting a little bit.
Oh, watch that fuel pressure gauge too, because he is coming awfully close to our. He's right here at the beginning of our pit window. 38 laps of fuel.
Yeah, and my timing was off. He's still 17 seconds ahead of Timothy Pope right now, so...
Yeah, it's clicking down, but if this thing stays green and he's able to stay out there and milk that fuel for all it's worth, he might have a winning strategy here. It's going to be really close.
Hey, listening to the engine and watching those RPMs, it's looking like Jess Vaught is not full throttle going down these straightaways. He is trying to save essentially 3 laps of fuel in this final stint.
He is watching that relative like a hawk, too. He knows exactly how far behind second place is right now.
Yeah, that he does. Timothy Pope out there in second place. Got 14 seconds to make up in 4 laps, so it's really just a question, does Vaught have the fuel?
Ooh.
Albert Anderson out there in third place, looking mighty strong. As right behind him, you got Jim Ott in that 205 and the 7 of Russ Kilgore having a battle.
Pope's got his hands full with lap traffic. He just about plowed into the back of the 57. He had a big run, had nowhere to go. He couldn't get around some of this lap traffic. So Pope's got his hands full right now. Just Vaught, I'm sure he'd love to hear that.
3 laps remain now as Timothy Pope finally breaks free of all those lap cars. He can now stretch that thing for all it's worth, trying to make up 13 seconds now in the final 2 laps.
Golly.
Man, oh man, is this one going to be close. As
this is getting good.
Russ Kilgore loses that spot to Jim Ott, who's now looking to try to hunt down Albert Anderson in the final couple laps here. So our top 3 of Vaught, Pope, and Anderson still going at it, coming down to the line, taken to the white flag, Mr. Jess Vaught. So no cautions remaining. Does he have the fuel, or is he going to have to try to really coast that thing down and around? He's certainly not going to have anything left for any victory donuts if he makes it down the back straightaway here. Absolutely no one in his rear view mirror. Through turns 3 and 4 he goes, just a couple hundred feet away from picking up the win here tonight. This would be win number 1 for Jess on the season, and there it is. Bridesmaid no more. Jess Vaught picking up the win here at Kentucky. Timothy Pope is going to hang on to pick up a 2nd place finish with Albert Anderson. Man, Jim Ott coming up with a head of steam behind him, half a second, but no, Albert Anderson takes home 3rd.
Man.
5 seconds behind Jess Vaught, Timothy Pope was on that finish. He really did stretch that fuel out, didn't he?
Yeah, and how could he? I don't know how he did it, but he must have. He had so much of a lead, he could just lift and lift and lift, and we'll have to talk to him and ask him how he did that. That was amazing.
Well, in the meantime, we do have some things to get to, one of which is the random driver of the day. We had, I believe, 28 finishers. So I will click generate 3 times, and that'll be the lucky driver of the day. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3. That's the 24th place finisher of Mike Everidge.
Hang on just a second, guys. I'm going to type this out real quick.
Yeah, you do your typing. Well, we want to know who the fan of the race is.
It's going to be Country Boy Anderson on Facebook is your fan of the race. Thank you so much for hanging with us, guys, through the technical difficulties and all.
We didn't miss too much, I thought. But there was a lot of good racing tonight.
Said Mike Everidge.
Mike Everidge, 24th spot. Yeah, man, really good race. 1 caution. Saw kind of a little bit of what we predicted, but I don't know how he just stretched that fuel out. That was pretty cool.
That it is. Well, in the meantime, how about we talk to some of these drivers here that did pretty well tonight? And we'll start off with tonight's 3rd place finisher, and I think it's the first time this season we're talking to him. It's the 2 of America's driver, Albert Anderson. Albert, congratulations on the podium, man. A P3 finish at one point. Man, you were looking pretty solid there in the lead, but nonetheless, being able to bring it home on that podium. Talk about how heck of a great drive that was here tonight.
It was awesome. It really was. I had a really good night. Didn't have any incidences on pit road. Just focusing on hitting my marks and staying out of trouble. And I got off cycle with everyone else, trying a different pit strategy to see how that would work out. And, I was able to lead a lot of laps and get a podium finish at the end of the day. So I'm happy with it.
Well, your dad made that call on social media, too. He said he thought that was a good strategy, trying to pit before everybody else right there, because you knew that a lot of these guys weren't going to make it. I can't believe Jess Vaught was able to squeeze that much fuel mileage out, but he did it. He was out there running 80% throttle around there. We were talking in our team chat, thinking he was going to run out.
he did a really good job with fuel management, but we really thought, he was going to run out. I knew I wasn't going to catch Tim, but I figured, Tim and I would get a 1-2. But somehow Jess pulled it out, and congratulations to him on the win,
Well, congratulations to you, America's Driver, P3. Every week we have all your fans there. We had a little technical issue tonight, but all your fans showed up. You want to thank them or you want to say anything to them? Because they were really pulling for you, and you did an awesome job, as usual.
And Country Boy was the fan of the race, so...
Yeah, that's awesome. As far as my family goes, not just in iRacing, but my family is really, really tight knit, and they make everything possible. And I love each and every last one of them. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins. I have an absolutely amazing family. My mother, my father, my sister. I am truly blessed to have the family that I have, and to have their support doing this is absolutely amazing. And also thank you to my friends out there. I got a lot of friends that tune in, and I'm with a really great team this year, Limitless Motorsports. Thanks to Mike Adamson and Tim Pope, Jeremiah Burke, and Greg Dobson. Really, really great team. And Jess Vaught for the admin and owning it. Ricky Wittenberg for all he does. Everybody, it's a really fun time, and my family being on board with me makes it all the better.
Well, man, you couldn't have said it any better myself. Well, hopefully we get to see that too up there once again later on at some point this season. Not just once, but who knows, a whole heck of a bunch of times, man. But we'll let you go here and go enjoy this third place and go enjoy it.
Guys, I want to thank you guys too, man. Adam, Alan, you guys do an awesome job broadcasting. Whenever I find out that you guys are broadcasting the league, I want to race for that league just so I can race in the league you guys are broadcasting. So thank you guys too.
You're too kind, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thanks, man. Enjoy this podium finish.
Have a good night, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, so with that, we'll move up to our second place finisher, the 728 of Timothy Pope. Tim, another solid night here for you there, up 16 spot. Well, not actually. You started up there on pole, but a heck of a night there for you. Talk about those final few laps, and did you think you were going to be able to run just down?
No, I thought he was going to have to pit there, but I guess he was saving fuel. I started saving the last run, but I didn't think I could make it, so I just went ahead and took off and went on as hard as I could.
I tell you what,
I had to pit again.
Well, I tell you what, you might ought to go down there and check his roll bar and stuff, make sure he don't have fuel saved up in his roll bar or something like them boys used to do back in the day. But yeah, solid race for you. We thought you might catch him. You almost did. Look next week to Nashville Super Speedway. There's a few similarities between here and there, but what are you looking forward to next week?
Another good run, hopefully. You got to save tires very, very well there.
Well, you did it here. We only had 4 sets of tires. Awesome job. P2, in the podium again. Do you have anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Everybody at Limitless Motorsports, all finished in top 11 there, it looks like. So good job to everybody. And Vigilante putting the races on, and you guys for the broadcast.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. And again, congratulations here on that second place finish tonight. And we look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of this race or this season.
Thank you.
All right.
It was a hard-fought P2, boy.
That was a hard-fought P2. Well, talk about something else that was hard-fought. Let's talk to the random draw driver of the day, the number 3, Austin Paul. Well, Austin, cock-a-doodle-doo, how do you do? You got you're putting the Cult of Chaos on the board here.
Trying to represent for everybody. I know last week I couldn't make it because of work. There's a couple others couldn't make it, so the whole Cult of Chaos crew hasn't, I think, done a full race altogether yet. So maybe when we get all our chickens and in the row, maybe we can all get out here one week and show them what we're made of.
Well, you're one of those guys, you're a real race enthusiast. You've got all that memorabilia and stuff behind you. that we saw on the face cam earlier and stuff. Nashville Super Speedway next week. Have you guys talked about it as a team yet, as far as strategy or anything goes? We did hear from Tim Pope just now during his interview. He said tires are going to be insane next week. They're just going to get worn out so quick there. What's your experience there, and what are y'all planning?
Yeah, actually, it's one of my favorite tracks to run on. I guess because you can run the high line a little bit. It's kind of reminds me of Auto Club, but it does eat your tires a lot more because it's the concrete. I guess since I'm actually going to Nashville Speedway this weekend, so I guess I'm gonna go try to lay on the track and see what I can feel any grooves or anything that might help me on here.
You're gonna do some real life research. Hey, that's
Oh
pretty,
yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, well, take that extra little bit of money you won on the random draw and buy yourself a cold drink out there in Nashville and enjoy it.
Oh,
And
for
look
sure,
forward to
for
next
sure.
week.
Yeah, for sure. I'll drink one for you all.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good job. You got any shout outs or anything like that?
Shout out to my wife as always for letting me do this and let me race. It's fun. Shout out to KOK. Shout out to Chandler, Ricky, Jack, Eric, everybody on the team. Yeah, other than that, shout out to my buddy over here. It's been sitting with you. I don't know if you saw him, the Crypt Keeper. He's been keeping me calm during the race. He's my crew chief.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on a solid top 10 finish there in ninth. Heck of a drive for you there, and we look forward to seeing what you and your Cult of Chaos teammates can do this remainder of the season.
Yeah, appreciate it. Also, one more thing. I don't know if y'all noticed, I did not pit on that last one. So I went from the last pit stop. So I didn't even go when I went 90. I didn't even go in before. So I was literally running 1/4 half throttle for like 40 laps. It was brutal. I ran out right at the line. Eric, if you watch it, Eric beat me by a nose. But yeah, it was fun.
Oh man, look at that. You ain't kidding, man. Well, whew, man, then definitely congratulations on that top 10 finish, making it there at the end.
Yeah, no problem. So it looked like Ricky Bobby when he was out there trying to drive and he was only going 45 miles an hour. But appreciate
Are
what
those
y'all
the
do.
other cars?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's exactly what it felt like. I was like, I felt so bad. I was just trying to stay high, but I was like, I need to stay low to save gas. I was like, okay, I'll take any chance I can. I see people kind of like, I'm so sorry.
Well, man, we'll catch you later on the next one, buddy.
Yeah, you all too. Thanks again for everything. 10-4 Rubber Ducky.
He's on point tonight. I love it.
Right, man.
I love it. Yeah.
I like talking to him.
Let's talk to tonight's big race winner, and that's the 33 of Jess Vaught, bringing it home. Man, Jess, that car's got to go into tech inspection or something for some extra fuel lines or something, because we have no idea.
Checking it right now, I guarantee you.
We got no idea how you made it to the end.
Yeah, crew chief told me just don't worry about it. I got what I need in the frame, and you just keep going. Let off a little bit in the corners, and then we'll be fine. I can always listen to my crew chief. No, I tell you what, man, it's I did not expect to win this race, especially. You saw what happened on the first lap when I got into the corner with my teammate there, and he was on cold tires, went a little high, and I went high for avoidance and got right up in that upper groove on less than a lap tires, and as soon as I touched the throttle, it just started going around on me, and I hate that for the field. So I apologize to the field for that early caution. Definitely was my fault, and I just can't believe I was able to recover from that.
Yeah, adapt and overcome, and when adversity strikes early, it's a little bit easier to recover from. You got a little bit more time. But yeah, man, we just talked to Austin Paul about it. He said the same thing. He was on the same fuel stop as you were, so he ran out right as he crossed the line. In fact, Eric Klafka passed him right there at the end because he sputtered out. But he said it was nerve-wracking watching all these cars just blow past him. But he knew that he had to stick to his, running 80, 75% throttle. Was it kind of getting to you? Because we saw a bunch of lap cars getting their lap back. I'm sure you weren't worried about those guys, but it had to feel nerve-wracking just having all these people blow you off the road, but you had to stick with it and watch the relative and watch where Pope was at all times.
Yeah, so that's where the nerves came in. Honestly, I was okay because we came out. Pope and I both went to the pits on lap 90. We came out together. I came out in front of him. I thought, okay, I was just going to maintain a good pace here so I can make it to the end, hopefully. Still wasn't sure I was going to make it, but I was doing what I could. to save. And then Pope comes up, I think he was a second and a half behind me coming out of the pits, caught me, gapped me by 5 seconds. Now that was like deflating. I was like, there's no way that this guy's going to pull this off again, and gapped me by 5 to 10 seconds at the end. I was like, I don't know what he's doing. So I was like, man, this is insane. And so I'm sitting there, and I just kind of settled in. I thought, okay, second place. And then I hear that he's pitting. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I was 1 lap to the good at that point. So I pretty much knew I had it. I think he came out of the pits about 19 seconds back or so, and I just kept watching the relative. He did chop it down pretty quick. I think like 14 or 12 seconds. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But then it kind of settled out a little bit there, and I just stuck to my game plan. And that was a little bit nerve-wracking towards the end, wondering if he was going to catch up with me.
Yeah, we really thought we were going to start seeing you sputter, but you didn't. 2 questions. Did you use the fast repair there on the first only incident? And next week, Nashville, what are you thinking about that?
So, man, I tell you, that first early caution really messed me up. My head game was out of it. I went to the pits. I sped going into the pits. Had a 40-second penalty there. And by the way, didn't turn my tires off, so I zapped a set of tires right there.
Wow.
So I didn't have anything in the bank.
No.
And I had to use my fast repair right there because I had so much damage. I was like, there's no way I have a chance if I'm not able to at least try to drive through the field a little bit. So, and for next week, I'm looking forward to Nashville. I really like that track. I don't know if I have anything for the likes of Pope and Burke, Adamson, or maybe an Anderson, but I'm gonna give them hell.
Man, we definitely look forward to seeing that, but still big time race winner here tonight at Kentucky. Definitely no second place blues for you here tonight. You got any shout outs or anything like that?
No, just shout out to the league. I mean, this is a great field. Really wonderful just getting to know these guys and racing with them. And then a shout out to my team, Kelly, Hot Rod, and Dustin. And then, as always, my wife, Lori. And, and you guys for putting on a great broadcast. We really appreciate you.
Awesome, Jess. Well, go ahead and go enjoy this victory here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys race again next week.
You bet. Have a good night, guys.
All right. And so with that, the abbreviated racing that we saw here at Kentucky comes to an end, and we are so happy you all were able to join us for this one. And apologize for the technical stuff, but unfortunately, the internet land is such a mysterious and crazy place.
You got the main parts. I mean, it happens. That's part of the deal. We are on internet service. Things happen, but I think if people stuck around, they saw a heck of a race, and like he said, the car counts are great here, and then everybody's pretty skilled, so makes for fun racing and great track here tonight. And I think next week's going to be even better.
Well, and Jess touched on it too. The way these guys race each other, getting to know each other, the chemistry they have together. I see nothing but great things for future seasons to come for Vigilante. So, really fun to broadcast, really fun to watch, frankly. So.
At that it is. Well, while we wind things down here from Kentucky, let's go ahead and talk about the finishing order for today's race. Jess Vaught, the big-time race winner, bringing that 33 car home. We got that 728 of Timothy Pope finishing in second. No surprise, but he's also got teammate that 2 of Albert Anderson. He's finishing there in third. So, man, big-time team points for Limitless Motorsports. You got the 205 of Jim Ott with a solid 4th place finish, with the 7 of Russ Kilgore, which I don't have the accurate numbers, but I would imagine this makes him the hard charger of the day, up to 5th. Man, oh man, that 7 always gets that. You also got the 753 Jeremiah Burke up there finishing 6th. 51 Mike Adamson in 7th. We got the 11 of Eric Klafka finishing here in 8th, with the 3 of Austin Paul in 9th. And a solid run here from that 208 of Derek Welch, bringing that Numb Thumbs Gaming Machine home with a top 10.
Yeah, that checks Russ Kilgore up 25 spots to be your hard charger tonight. So Russ does it again. He loves to start in the back and just work his way up and pass cars. 285 of Greg Dobson. We saw a little bit of contact with the wall earlier. Still finished on the lead lap tonight, up from 23rd spot to finish in 11th. Greg had one heck of a run tonight. Kelly Keel in the 01, up a bunch of spots as well to finish last car on the lead lap in 12th. Kevin Haas in the 224. First car one lap down, finishing in 13th. Solid finish for him. Solid finish, too, for George Rincon in the 28. Finishing right about where he started, right there in 14th place. The 267 of Nathan Stanley. Same deal. Finished right about where he started, right there in the top 15. Dustin Really in the 37 machine slipped back about 11 spots. He'll finish 16th tonight. Dave Hot Rod Maybury talked about, man, this is my night for a podium over there on the Facebook page, but not able to make it happen tonight. He'll finish in 17th place. No shame in a good, solid middle of the pack finish there, Hot Rod. 81, Chachi, Jonathan Osborne, just didn't have the truck, or didn't have the car tonight. Finished right there in 18th place. Good luck next week there, Chachi. The 244 of Jason Ayerson. We saw him have a pit road penalty late. He started up in third. I think he would have had a pretty damn good finish if he didn't get that late penalty. He was running near the front of the pack all night. And Jeff Ottinger in the 76 machine finishing right there in 20th place. And that's your top 20.
Yeah, right there, 72, Chandler Paul ended up 21st. The 222 of Tony Polk had a pretty decent run, started 22nd, ended up 22nd. Numb Thumbs Racing, 223, Mark Collins ended up 23rd. 82 of Mike Everidge, 24th. 74 of Robert Jordan, 25th. 57 of Russ Endicott ended up there 27th. The 13 of Earl Evans, helmet got in his way, I think. Ended up started 27th, ended 27th. 221 of David Fight, there 28th. And looks like Chad McCabe got DQ'd early. Ended up in 29th in the number 211 car.
All right. Well, that does it here from Kentucky for us. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. Make sure you hit that follow, subscribe, whatever button you're watching on for that platform.
Like, share.
Yeah. All of it.
Send beer. Send beer.
The send beer button is very important.
Yeah.
Well, that send beer button, that's that notification icon. Make sure you turn notifications on so you get alerted for when we go live for your favorite race in action, especially on nights like tonight where sometimes we just got to reboot everything, and unfortunately that might cause some issues, and you'll find out about it, and you'll be alerted to the new stream. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. But we also got to thank D&D Race Graphics for their continued sponsorship. That's GRAFIX. You can definitely go out there and give them some love with requesting a car to be painted, whether it's a car like these Xfinity cars or the trucks we saw last season, or any of the sprint cars you see on the dirt, anything. Ricky Wittenberg would be absolutely happy to paint you a wonderful car over there. Just get in contact with him over on Facebook and on Trading Paints, as well as his real life little business there, Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Go ahead and give Ricky a call at 423-444-0454 if you're looking to buy or sell your house in that Johnson City, Tennessee area, or across the country. He can either help you personally or get you in contact with a great realtor out of his list of contacts. And man, that just helps him put a little extra funds here into this league and help everybody on out, and gives us the great payouts and prizes that you guys can see here week in and week out. So make sure you give him a call, because buying and selling a house is something you do not want to do alone. Get yourself a good quality realtor. So for that, until next week at Nashville, we look forward to seeing you all for it once again. But until that time, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off. We'll see you.
We gone.
See ya.